The story starts from the introduction of Euphrain Diddley Bailey. He is from a so-called Earl family, where his father is the Chief of Justice. Today is the graduation party. In this gorgeous palace, the king and many important guests will be watching. Euphrain has some problems. The country's prince, Alifaldo, Euphrain's employer, is shouting at his finance, a duke's daughter, Lady Alana Ruthvet Forsyth, calling her a vile woman and framing her to bully a girl named Rifana. He says he will make sure she pays for bullying Rifana, and that he is annulling her engagement with him. So what happened was that he suddenly approached her in the midst of the party, and pushed her. The story goes a little while back. Alifaldo suddenly told Euphrain that he wanted to change fiancés, and as always, forced the task onto Euphrain. Their conversation was confidential and neither the king nor even his own parents have been told yet. Though it looks like a joke, but the crown prince looks serious. The ex-finance, Lady Alana, has both beautiful looks and high social status. There were no complaints. However, the issue was the new girl, Rifana, that the crown prince chose. It is said that she is the beloved child of a guardian dragon with this sacred glow. The dragon is the guardian of the country and has the sacred glow, which brings the power of communication. In other words, the country must have a person with sacred glow. If the beloved child of the guardian dragon is despised or tormented, the country will be abandoned and destroyed. That is who the Prince Alifaldo has chosen as his new fiancée, thus no one is against it. However, whatever is happening right now is a different story. Euphrain feels bad that how daring the prince is to make such a declaration before His Majesty and the Prime Minister, who is Lady Alana's father. Lady Alana tries to stand her ground, but seeing there's no way out of it, she gets up from the floor and smiles, saying that she understands. As there are some procedures to be done for marriage annulment, she asks to excuse her. She turns around to walk away and trips, but Euphrain catches her, her eyes tearing up. Euphrain introduces himself, then says they were in the same class in the academy. Lady Alana doesn't seem to remember. She's been so devoted to the prince that she did not notice Euphrain. She asks him if it won't be a problem for him if he helps her. He says that it is okay. Euphrain says he felt a bit sick seeing what his friend, the prince, had done earlier. Later at the dinner table, Euphrain's father orders him to marry Lady Alana. His father says the Prime Minister, Lady Alana's father, is very angry, and the king is also troubled. That is expected. Being treated so poorly that day, it was natural for the Prime Minister to become an enemy. Alifaldo is the only prince of the country, so he was raised spoiled. Euphrain's father asks him if he had known about these already, if so why he let it go this far. Euphrain says that interrupting into this is the job of higher-up families who are considered friends. Also, he fell victim of Lady Rifana's antics, and ended up reporting the rumors just like she wanted. It seemed like Lady Rifana had been cajoling with the three closest aides of the Marquis. Euphrain was in different class, so he was not involved, but because of that, Rifana had a pretty bad reputation among the women. However, they didn't want to receive the wrath of the guardian dragon, so someone spread the rumor that Lady Alana is harassing Lady Rifana. With just that, the prince labeled Lady Alana as an enemy without even thinking much, and tried to eliminate her. Lady Alana, even with her high social position, became a target of Lady Rifana. Then again, Euphrain thinks that if he hadn't been influenced by Lady Rifana, he wouldn't have been involved. Back to the marriage topic, Euphrain asks if isn't it too sudden to talk about marriage? His father says that is because the Prince Alifaldo has advised the king to banish Lady Alana from the country. It seems because the guardian dragon is in a bad mood. If the story about Lady Alana bullying Lady Rifana was true, even the Prime Minister wouldn't be able to protect her. Euphrain wonders, he is sure on one is bullying Lady Rifana out of fear of the guardian dragon. However, if the story was true, what would happen to Lady Alana? Conclusion of the discussion, Euphrain is marrying Lady Alana, and he has no choice on the matter. He nonchalantly accepts his fate. At the Prime Minister's mansion, furious Prime Minister rushes towards Euphrain and says while holding his two hands that he was moved by his brave appearance last night, and he is leaving his daughter in Euphrain's care now. Euphrain gives a warm smile and says he will give his all. The Prime Minister is surprised to see that Euphrain is so nice. Euphrain thinks to himself, the sudden decision of banishing Lady Alana without discussing with two families, maybe the guardian dragon is involved? Euphrain tells the Prime Minister that he is sure no one has messed with Lady Rifana. He urges him to investigate it as discreetly as possible. Euphrain tells him to believe in his daughter. Hearing that, The Prime Minister hugs him, tearing up. Lady Alana is here. Seeing her, her father, the Prime Minister, hides his crying face to pretend tough. He tells her to take care of her health thoroughly in his strong usual voice. She bids her farewell to her parents, holds Euphrane's hand and apologizes for getting him involved in this. Inside the carriage, they talk about how they do not know where to go and all, since the banishment was too sudden. Euphraine remains calm and cracks jokes like it will be interesting as they might have to live without a house, in case the Earl and the Border do not let them stay. Lady Alana again apologizes. Euphraine says he is fine with it, and asks if Lady Alana won't have a hard time? She stutters, saying she is fine, but she is worried about Euphraine. To this, Euphraine says he feels like it will be interesting, so he is fine. Well, on the other hand, he is happy that his wish for illicit love has come true. He says that he doesn't have to follow anyone's orders, and he won't be involved in any useless power struggles, so he will be able to live a carefree life. He tells Alana to think this way. She calls him optimistic. Well, it is not like things can get worse than this. Euphraine wishes for the best. Euphraine gets the carriage to stop out of nowhere. He asks Lady Alana if she can ride a horse. She says she cannot ride a horse. They decide to walk because, after loading their luggage on the horse, named Lucy, Lucy cannot carry two people together. Lady Alana asks if Euphraine was not kidding about walking. He excitedly says they are camping. Night has fallen. They are sitting, lighting fire in the middle. Lady Alana asks where in the neighboring country is the person whom they are going to. He opens a world map and points at it. Lady Alana says it is her first time seeing a world map. Euphraine is taken aback, as she was a queen candidate, but has never seen a world map. Euphraine asks if she needs him to explain it briefly. He explains, in this world, there's a huge continent that imitates the body of a dragon, along with 3 small islands that imitates the head of the dragon. The 3 islands are collectively called 3 Islands of the Red Dragon Heldios. There are several countries on the continent. One in the north, the Purple Dragon Divardios. In the center, Yellow Dragon Mesalegians. And their homeland in the southeast, Azure Dragon Arcegios, is Green Dragon Sagigios. In the southwest, there is Black Dragon Blackithos. It is said that all of these guardian dragons combined make up the King Dragon Clarius. The King Dragon Clarius became the land of this world, and became the origin of all life, or something the legend goes. Lady Alana then says the scales of dragons enrich their lives. Euphraine says she knows that at least. He brings out a dragon stone. Its glow is fading as expected. Dragon stones are the crystallized scales of the guardian dragons. The power of the dragon stones are said to be decided by the distance from the capital of the country. The guardian dragon's beloved child empowers the guardian dragon with her brilliance. If the guardian dragon's beloved child is cherished in a country, the dragon will become the guardian dragon of the country, and bring prosperity to the land. Soon, once Lady Rifana matures, the dragon stones will even be used in broader areas. Lady Alana then says, figuring out that dragon stones lose their ability once they cross the border. Euphraine asks if she did not know that before. Being embarrassed, she says it is because she has never left the country before. Anyway, Euphraine says the country they are in now has its own dragon stone. They will be alright if they buy some dragon stones when getting into town. Lady Alana excitedly asks if the dragon stones are used by commoners too. She's surprised that these are unexpectedly popular. Euphraine wonders if she really had queen education training, judging from her knowledge. They go to sleep as they need to get into town early tomorrow. As Lady Alana has never seen a town, she is amazed. Euphraine says that through here, they will go to Enju town, where his relatives live. The lady seems tired, he says, as they still have money. They are staying here for the night, and he wants to eat a decent meal also. Lady Alana's mood brightens up. Euphraine expected Lady Alana to be like a spoiled kid in this situation, saying she hates this and that, so he planned to fix such behavior of hers. Her speech and behavior became so different overnight. He thinks maybe she hasn't realized the situation she's in now. Then another character arrives, whom Euphraine refers to as Brother Carlet. He asks, being all bubbly, if Euphraine has been finally adopted by them. With his talent, even the stubborn old man would accept. Euphraine says to leave it for now and asks if he knows any good restaurants. Carlet notices a beautiful woman is sitting on the horse behind Euphraine. He expresses her beauty and fine description. Then, disturbed, Euphraine introduces her as his wife. Carlet is very surprised by that. Carlet excitedly and loudly says he cannot believe Euphraine has brought such a beautiful woman here. He calls out to guardian dragon Sergigios. He says it seems she has the protection of Sergigios. Euphron tells him to stop and that they are hungry. Cartel then says he will bring them the most delicious shop. Flustered Ilana by all that enthusiasm, Ilana asks Euphron about the new guy. He says he is Brother Carlet from the Dordinal family, the family they are headed to, and Carlet is the more or less the successor. Carlet offers them if they want to ride the carriage. After 6 hours of journey, Lady Ilana is very tired. Euphron says with a smile that it is great that they have arrived early. Euphron asks Lady Ilana what they talked about inside the carriage. She says Carlet wanted to learn about the situation, so she told him everything. Euphron says if it is not too early to talk about that. The Earl of Dordinal rushes to them shouting about the people of Arcegios, Euphron's and Ilana's home country. The Earl talks in a loud voice as if he is angry, about the beautiful jade hair of Lady Ilana and her bluish-green eyes and how even Euphron compares to that. He says he is even more mad at the prince for abandoning his fiancée suddenly and annulling their marriage, and even banishing her to another country. The Earl does seem very mad. Lady Ilana is very confused, and so are the readers. To translate what Earl means is, "Welcome to the Dordinal family." Truly, as Earl's son informed him, there is a beautiful lady here with green hair and bluish-green eyes. However, it is impossible for Euphron to be with her because his hair is scarlet and has red eyes. Those are considered ominous colors in their country. Earl is telling Ilana that she has suffered a lot in Arcegios, so he welcomes her to his home. That is what the Earl meant in his furious speech. In Sergigios, green is the color of happiness, red color akin to flames that burns greenery, and are considered sinister. So Euphron is hated in this country. On the other hand, Lady Ilana is welcomed here, because of the color of their hair. His uncle, the Earl, is quite confusing. The Earl aggressively tells them to enter his mansion. Lady Ilana nervously says sorry to intrude. To this the Earl aggressively responds. Lady Ilana gets scared. Euphron says what uncle means to say is that, in the future, she needs to say I am back. Euphron says from here on out, it will only get worse. Here comes the Aunt Corinna, who loves opera, welcomes the Lady Ilana like an opera singer. Carlet's little brother, Eliolate, greets her as well, as loudly as everyone. Such a loud family they are. Euphron feels like running away. The family says they can of course stay the night here. They ask what their future plan is now. Euphron says he wants to rent land from his uncle, and he is thinking of starting a business. Brother Carlet asks enthusiastically if Euphron has any sample products for his new business. He brings out something, a pen. They seem to not know the type of pen he is showing. Euphron explains he put a small ball in the tip of the pen, and adjusted it so that it doesn't eject more than a certain amount of ink. He tells them to try writing with it. They say it is much easier to write it with. They ask if it is not difficult to make the small ball at the tip. Euphron says it is difficult to mass-produce it. He hopes to sell it to aristocrats at a higher price. Lady Ilana is dumbfounded. The pen was made on the request of the Prince Alifaldo. Lady Rifana was born a commoner, and apparently has mentioned that fountain pens and feather pens are difficult to use for her. Thus, the Prince Alifaldo consulted Euphron about a pen that would be easier for her to use. Euphron wanted to reject the request, but the other party was a prince. After spending a whole night, he ended up coming up with this. Aunt Karina says that it will be popular all over the city. She wants one. Euphron asks for 2 silver coins as the price. He is charging a bit much for this, the aunt says. Euphron has made hair ties by another request. It was also made for Lady Rifana. Eliolate asks Euphron about another item he has. Euphron says that is soap. That is something he had made through another request. Judging from Lady Ilana's expression, she seems to know what soap is. This was also made for Lady Rifana. He had a hard time making it, but it can be mass-produced, and ladies would love it as a gift. Euphron then gives Lady Ilana soap as a gift. He thinks they look quite like a married couple right now. He thought she looked a little off, but somehow she seems alright right now. Trying to interact with her might be difficult, but she is already doing the best she can do. After all, she was so absorbed with the Prince Alifaldo that she did not even remember Euphron. He thinks it surely is difficult to make your crush like you back. Euphron then brings out another item, a tool to dry, which looks like a hair dryer. It needs a small dragon stone to power it. Powered on, strong air flows through it, seeing that it startles the uncle and aunt. Euphron says it can be used to dry hair. His Earl uncle says he doesn't want to admit it, but all of his products are amazing. He says near the border, there is a former ranch that nobody uses. He gives permission to use it as Euphrain pleases. For the time being, they will have the ranch prepared, renovate it within 2 weeks, so that they can live in there. Until then they can stay with them. Euphrain asks them how long it will take to become a citizen here. Earl says he will make a report, send it, receive it and repeat. The procedure is quicker in the royal capital, but for the Lady Alana, it might not be as quick. The Earl tells them to wait patiently, as it cannot be done immediately. Euphrain thinks to himself, if the so-called crime she committed against Lady Rifana disappears, Lady Alana may be able to return to being a duchess. What will happen to their marriage then? At night, after getting freshened up, in their different verandas, Euphrain is amazed by Lady Alana's beauty. As he refers to her as Lady Alana, she says calling her just Lana is fine. As they are a married couple now, it might be suspicious if they are not close. He is secretly happy that he got the permission to use nicknames now. Euphrain tells her to call him Fran as well. As they are being serious now, Euphrain asks her seriously why she wanted to come. He has been thinking, if he cleared her accusations, she can go home, so she does not have to live here. Alana says that she cannot go back. Fran asks why she cannot go back. She says how would she live there if she just goes back after receiving such an insult. Rather, she has something to ask him. She asks about the drying tool, if he made that tool to dry hair. Euphrain says the tool was ordered by 3 of Lady Rifana's simps. They probably told her that they probably made it themselves. Then she mutters about if he is also just an extra. What an opportunist. Euphrain doesn't understand what she is talking about, but being chased out as a criminal was probably a great shock to her. She is probably quite tired, so they should go and rest. Euphrain tells Lana that they should go and rest. After all, the family wants him to make more hair ties tomorrow. Lana then wishes him good night while smiling at him. She goes inside. Her goodbye smile makes him very happy that he blushes. The slightly unlucky, but ultimately the happiest honeymoon life of a young lady and a lax husband begins. When Euphrain was 14, he was forced to debut in high society where he had no interest in. The one who caught his eyes was Lady Alana Ruthvet Forsyth, who was more innocent, more beautiful and lovelier than anyone else. She stole his heart. At the same time he realized she was someone he could never have, so he smiled in defeat. He watched her from afar while refusing talks of marriage. But life is full of unexpected things. Back to the present, 10 copper coins for scrunchies, hair ties. Even though Euphrain says it is a reasonable price, Alana says that it is too cheap, as 100 copper coins equals 1 silver coin, and 100 silver coins equals 1 gold coin. Lady Alana names the hair ties scrunchies. Euphrain likes the name. Lady Alana feels proud naming them. Euphrain tells her to come up with a name for the soap too. She asks if there is any scent or color on it, and how can he tell the differences. Euphrain says maybe by its color? He figures if he does that, people can clearly see the differences in effectiveness. Euphrain will make a prototype then. It seems interesting. He says he doesn't come up with ideas themselves, so it helps if Lady Alana gives him some ideas. Lady Alana says Euphrain is a creator then. She says then she is counting on him while smiling at him. Euphrain feels very motivated because of that smile of hers. Lady Alana seems to be hand-sewing scrunchies. She says it would be easier with a sewing machine. Euphrain asks about sewing machine. She says it is a machine that automatically sews things. Euphrain then asks if a palm-sized one will do. 3 days later, he really makes a small palm-sized sewing machine. Lana did not think that he would actually make one. Euphrain thanks her, saying they are doing well producing scrunchies thanks to her. She says that they can do this much for the Earl family, as they are taking care of them. Euphrain feels that enjoying newlyweds is out of character for an arrogant noble woman like herself. Brother Carlet then comes in with the good news. He says they have finished furnishing the ranch. Carlet will take them there tomorrow. He tells them there is naturally only one bed. Both Euphrain and Lady Alana blush. Euphrain tells Lady Alana to not worry, that he won't lay a hand on her. He says if it is a bed she needs, he will make one for her. Flustered Lana says okay, that is his speciality after all. Euphrain wonders when the day will come when the two of them could sleep together. The next day, they have come to their new house. It is pretty shabby for 2 noble persons. Euphrain suggests to eat something first. Lady Alana asks if he can cook. Euphrain says he can cook simple food. It is her first time seeing an old stove. She wonders how to use it. Euphrain says it needs to put firewood in the opening below. She then asks if it would be possible to use dragon stones to spontaneously light the fire with them. Euphron says it would not be entirely impossible, if he includes the effect to generate heat. Lana excitedly asks if he can also make a refrigerator. He asks about it as he doesn't know what refrigerator is. She says she was thinking that, a box that can keep the food cold so that it won't spoil. Something like that would be nice. Euphron agrees with the idea that if something like that he makes, they won't have to worry about having food soiled during summer. He thinks Lana is amazing. He says such a box doesn't exist, but it will be hard to operate without at least a medium-sized dragon stone. She asks if that would be expensive. 30 silver coins for at least one medium-sized dragon stone. They can narrowly afford to just get one silver coin. Euphron decides to ask Carlet. He says with a smirk in his face that they should be getting the payment from the soap soon, so it is fine to ask. If he can actually make the stove that doesn't use fire and the box that retains cold, he can sell them to nobles more than a gold coin. And if they can save up the money, they can renovate the house. Lana is excited about the plan. They go back to focus on cooking harmoniously. Lana is surprised that even though Euphron is the eldest son of a noble, he can cook. He says he is not the heir, so it is okay. His younger brothers are outstanding while he is not suited for the job. Lana still feels bad that he is stuck with her. He asks her how long she is going to keep saying that. Euphron says he feels refreshed that he doesn't have to be ordered around by them anymore. Lana says the Prince Alifaldo and others claim that they created the stuff Euphron made. Euphron says it has always been like that. If the ones who came up with the ideas are the creators, then it's true. Lana gets super mad, saying they clearly stole the achievements from Euphron. She cannot believe that they only have their beautiful faces, yet they committed such deception so naturally. She is furious. She says he should be more angry about it while holding a knife. Euphron says he doesn't really mind it. He doesn't really have any imagination or desire. Lana says there should be patents, like rules in place for things he created. The things he makes are amazing, so the bad people like them, who are doing whatever they want, should be punished. Euphron was attracted by the fire in her eyes she has now from the beginning. When they first met, her eyes that were passionately fixed on Alifaldo created an intense mass of feelings toward the future that should have been long extinguished. Euphron was surely affected by the fire in those eyes. Lana yells at him if he is listening. She tells him, if someone comes asking him to sell the recipes, blueprints, or the rights to the things he made, mainly stuff like soap and dryer, he has to charge an exorbitant amount for them. She says soap is expendable, so 50 gold coins, the dryer blueprints are 30 gold coins along with 10% of their monthly profits. Euphron asks if it is not too much. She opposes furiously that it is only natural. The nobles can easily afford the price. The people who purchase the dryer blueprints can make a profit in no time. She tells him to trust her. Even though she looks like this, she was in charge of business strategies. She coughs from talking loudly so much. Anyway, she continues that, claiming the rights of his products is also his duty. And if he gets 10% of the profits, he can earn money without having anything to do. Euphron asks, wondering if there will even be someone willing to spend that much money to buy them. She spins and says probably, as there is also the range and the refrigerator. She says the refrigerator blueprints should be at least 80 gold coins, and they will be able to make a grand mansion before they know it. Euphron says the soup is done, so let's eat and rest today. They will go buy some soup bowls tomorrow. He says he will sleep on the floor tonight. To this Lana blushes and thanks him. Euphron is a bit sad that Lana agreed to this so easily. In the morning, Euphron wakes up and his back hurts because of sleeping on the hard floor. Euphron is cooking. Lana comes in the kitchen yawning. She goes to wash her face. Fran is happy that he got to see her morning face right after waking up. They are at the market. They split up with Carlet to buy things. Euphron feels like it is a date. A kid calls out to them as newlyweds. He introduces himself as Waz, and that he handles livestock. He has heard from folks that they are the ones selling scrunchies. He says it is almost his mom's birthday, and he proudly says that even he can buy it for her with 10 copper coins. Then he asks them if they want to buy a chicken. One chick costs 10 copper coins. Euphron asks Waz how much is an adult chicken. He says 50 copper coins. He also has cows and sheeps, though he recommends buying his goats. Euphron considers buying a sheep as they do need wool to make scrunchies. He then offers to trade a scrunchie for a chick. He compliments Waz, saying he is quite the businessman. Waz says he is nothing compared to Miss Regulus. She is a merchant of this town, so if he is going to do business, it will do well to get on her good side. Then Euphrain asks Waz if Fran and Lana are famous here. Waz says Mr. Clow, who runs a business in town, does not have a very high opinion of Euphrain. Mr. Clow kept complaining about Euphrain's dangerous hair color. Waz asks him if his hair is going to bother him, why not dye it? Euphrain says he inherited it from his mother. Her postpartum recovery was hard. He asks if Mr. Clow does not trust Euphrain, if he can trust Lana, his wife. Waz says, smiling, that she has a really soft color, she will be very popular in this country. Lana blushes a little hearing that. Then she says that she thinks the warm colors of Fran's eyes and hair are beautiful. Euphrain gets flustered by her nice compliment. Waz then says his goodbye to them, then departs. Lana wonders if everyone in the country is like Waz. Euphrain then says, pointing at Carlet, who was coming their way being a ball of energy as ever, the people of this country are just like him. The nobles and citizens of Alsagigios are obedient, and everyone stakes their lives to outshine others. Euphrain thinks as soon as the Prince Alifaldo ascends to the throne, the country will probably fall. Before heading back home, Carlet suggests they meet Mr. Clow. As they are going to stay here formally from now on, they should pay him a visit. Lana offers to go instead, but Fran says it's okay, he got it. As the head of the family, he will be embarrassed to leave it all to his wife. Well, he plans to work hard for Lana's sake as well. Mr. Clow is someone that the Daltono family has commissioned to manage this town. Carlet says that he has been provisionally given the rank of baron, so he's a noble. From Euphrain's and Lady Alana's current standing, Mr. Clow is someone in a higher position than them. Carrot tells them to not fret, as he is passionate about the craftsman's spirit. Mr. Clow appears. He's quite an intimidating-looking man. Carlet introduces Euphrain and Lana to Mr. Clow. Seeing Lana, Mr. Clow says she is indeed a beauty which is wasted on a red-headed guy. Euphrain takes the criticism in their very first meeting calmly. He cannot deny that Lana's beauty is wasted on him statement. Carlet says despite his looks, Euphrain is a genius. Euphrain is annoyed at how Carlet is pointing at him. Mr. Clow is annoyed, saying if he has made that confusing dragon stone tool, he criticizes it, calling it a convoluted. Euphrain says he doesn't make any convoluted, all he has to do is carve the effect into the dragon stone. There are some more people now staring at Euphrain annoyingly. A muscular woman says that Euphrain is not really aware of anything here. She introduces herself that she is Regulus. She works as a merchant in this town. Euphrain says he has heard about her from a local boy, that she has built her own business. Regulus says that that's just perfect, she wanted to meet Euphrain. It gives Euphrain chills. She continues, inputting such convoluted order into such a confusingly complex design tool is not something Euphrain can normally do. Lady Alana then steps in. She says the selling rights to Euphrain's invention belongs to her. So the negotiations will be arranged and handled by her. She says she plans to have Euphrain invent much more in the future. Profits, revolution, all brought upon by Euphrain will change this country. Regulus seems to like Lana's business spirit. She agrees to negotiate with her excitedly. Euphrain is just standing there. Regulus mentions the product, the dryer. She says they have received their blueprints, but creating something like that is beyond their craftsman's ability. They can manage to make the tool, but the issue is the effect. The carved dragon stone, the complexity of that dragon stone is not so simple. So Regulus wants Euphrain to teach her elder brother, who is a dragon stone crafter, how to carve the effect on the stone. For this she offers 50 silver coins. Lana then says with a smirk if Regulus can only provide them with 50 coins. She adds that unless Regulus includes the profits coming in after this hits the market, Lana refuses to accept the terms. Regulus's eyes widen and smiles. She says Euphrain has a very lovely wife. She offers 2% and that she won't go any further. To this Lana says that just 1% is fine, they will be in their craftsmen's care in the future after all. They shake hands making the deal. Euphrain hesitantly calls Lana, but she says that is okay because Regulus is reasonable. Euphrain feels he let two people meet who should never meet. At home, happy Lana says she will call Fran and when the dinner is ready. Euphrain is also happy and shy that it feels like they are actually a couple. At the dinner table, there are dishes Euphrain cannot recognize. He tastes all of the dishes and says all of them are delicious. She is happy to hear that. She says she is glad they have soy sauce. Lana then says that her idea for tomorrow is that she will make scrunchies for Fran, and Fran will make the refrigerator and the range. He refers to it as the cold box for food. Lana wants him to make the range in a way so she can control the fire for the range. She also says it will be great if Fran adds 2 or 3 fires going at the same time. Fran says it will not be impossible. She thanks him, being super happy. Fran blushes and asks if she has any other requests. She says if he can have the refrigerator 3 shelves inside. Also a freezer will be wonderful. Franz asks about the freezer. Lana nervously says if food is frozen, it can last even longer. Fran says that Lana can really think of the unthinkable. Then she goes to talk about the microwave so the leftover food can be eaten later too, but she hesitates and stops. Fran says that it is okay, he doesn't want to put her on the spot, so she can tell him how she comes up with the ideas when she is ready. Fran wants to get a head start on making them, so he asks if he can leave the rest. Lana says yes. Then he thinks to himself that a majority of the dragon stones they have bought are small. It will be hard, but he can try to carve the effect finely, to divide up the functions. He will have to remodel the metal box to withstand the effects, so he decides to remodel it outside tomorrow. If he pulls an all-nighter, he can finish the effects. It is already morning and Fran is still working on the effect. Lana wakes up. Being worried, she asks if he was up all night. Fran says he just lost track of time. Lana yells at him that he should not do that because that's bad for his health. She says they are not in any rush to make things. She apologizes, thinking he must have felt pressured for her. Yufren is surprised to see Lana being mad at him for such a thing. Yufren is used to staying up late nights to make things the Prince Alafaldo and his friends told him to make, saying Rifana's smile is more important than his sleep. He understands that your girl's smile is more important because he also feels he can voluntarily pull an all-nighter to make Lana smile. Lana throws a towel in his face, tells him to go bath, and that she will go make breakfast instead today. He smiles and says got it. Coming from the bath, he admires Lana's breakfasts because they look as delicious as ever. He says he does not recognize any of these dishes. She answers nervously, she has created them herself. Fran then asks about the yellow dish. She says it is a scrambled egg. Yufren doesn't know what that is. Lana asks if it does not exist either. She then explains how it is made, beat the egg and add milk in it. Fran finds the idea of adding milk on egg strange. Lana says that that is how normally it's cooked. Even bread is made of egg and milk. To this, Fran seems taken aback that Lana doesn't that know bread comes from fruit, called breadfruit. Lana is dumbfounded. Fran continues about where bread comes from. Peel the skin, remove the seeds, cut it into a rectangular shape and toast the surface. That is how bread is made. Lana is astonished that all the bread she has eaten in her life were all fruit. She then asks about the sliced bread at the bread shop. Fran says those are also breadfruit. Lana is speechless. Then she furiously shouts that she has been deceived. No wonder the bread tasted strange here. Was the one who named the bread an idiot? Fran calls out to her nervously. Lana realizes she lost control. She then apologizes for shouting. Then they continue to eat. Anyway, Fran finds the scrambled egg very delicious. Fran says that it is very delicious, with a soft smile. Lana gets flustered seeing that. She thanks him. Fran says that the refrigerator is almost done, so he asks if she wants to see it. Lana is surprised. She says it is amazing that it is almost done already. It reminds him of the jerk Prince Alafaldo who did not appreciate his works. Fran chuckles and calls Lana a strange person. Lana gets so flustered that she becomes red. Fran worries if she has a fever. Lana gives another idea about washing machine and oven, though she feels bad as Yufren is already busy with previous concepts. Lana explains, a washing machine is a dragon stone tool that automatically does the laundry, and an oven is a simple tool that bakes food to golden brown, kind of like a stone kiln. Imagining the image of these tools, Yufren says they are going to be the same size as refrigerator and range, then it will have to use a middle-sized dragon stone. The average price of a dragon stone is 50 silver coins, 40 if it's cheap. Lana is disheartened. Fran says he can make a stone kiln if she wants one. Lana says that she does not know how to use a normal stone kiln though. Fran is into deep thoughts. Then Lana offers to make him some delicious food, but she really wants to bake some wheat bread. She is earnestly requesting him to make her an oven. It touches his heart. He says he will make her a stone kiln before the day ends. She is interested in a stone kiln too. Lana is very happy and excited. She will treat Fran with some delicious bread. Then someone knocks at the door. Regulus comes in enthusiastically. She has brought her elder brother Grice, the dragon stone crafter. He seems to be a bit shy and awkward person, unlike his sister, Regulus. Lana asks what is a dragon stone crafter. Dragonstone crafter is a craftsman who carves effects into a dragonstone. They use a special pen known as a dragon pen to carve the effects, Fran explains. Unlike himself, who is an untrained enthusiast, Grice is a pro who makes a living from it, Fran says to Lana. Lana tells him to not say such a thing in front of a pro. Regulus says that firstly, they make a temporary house while the repairs are underway, then they will move their bedding. The plan is to have everything done in a week. Then Mr. Clow comes in, breaking the door. He is mad that they did not come to get him to visit the new couple for business. Regulus and Mr. Clow are bickering. Euphron is frustrated about why the people at Sagigio's are so loud. Fran initiates the conversation with Grice. Grice nervously says that it was on Regulus's request, and he heard that he could see a blueprint with a pretty unusual effect carved. Lana figures Grice is talking about the dryer. Fran seems to feel pressured as he will be teaching a pro. Fran asks if it will be okay after he makes the refrigerator. What is a refrigerator? Lana's demeanor changes into an elegant noble. She says they were just about to have a demonstration. Everyone here will witness how much of a genius Euphron really is. If this has piqued their interest, Lana requests 80 gold coins for the refrigerator blueprints, and 10% of their monthly profits. Mr. Clow and Regulus say that is quite a lot. Lana tells them to pay attention. As this country's food culture will change, she will show Euphron's true worth. Fran abruptly stops her. He asks to not raise it too high. Lana smilingly says that it is fine. She tells him to wait and watch. She will make sure that he knows the actual value of his talent. Euphron has made the refrigerator. He is turning it on in front of everyone. He cuts a bit of his fingertip and drops a few drops of blood on the dragonstone, which is above the refrigerator. The dragonstone core shines after being given some blood. The lights come from the effects of it being embedded into the stone. The blood hardens and turns into a fixture that supports the dragonstone. After letting it adapt to the stone for some time, it can now function as a dragonstone tool. Because Euphron had planned for the dryer to be interchangeable, the dragonstone he used on the dryer was grounded up to a round shape. The dryer was much easier to make than this refrigerator. Seeing blood in Fran's hand, Lana panics. She holds his hand panicking. She did not know this requires such a scary process of using blood. On the other hand, Euphron is panicking that Lana is holding his hand. He finds her hands very soft, small and warm. Patching up his cut, they go back to the refrigerator. Mr. Clow wonders if something is happening. Grice notices something. It is cold. Regulus, Grice, everyone is surprised. Euphron says he has built the top to be at freezing temperature as Lana described, and designed it so that the cold from there makes its way downwards. Lana's noble demeanor comes back and asks what Miss Regulus thinks about it. Just by putting the food inside, she can greatly delay the decomposition process. Regulus is in disbelief, to think that not only it is remarkably colder than an underground storage, but it is also possible to do so with a medium-sized dragonstone. Lana offers the deal again of 80 gold coins and 10% of their monthly profits, and Regulus accepts the offer in a heartbeat. Seeing such a crazy deal being done, Euphron tells her that the refrigerator is just a prototype. The box may not be able to hold the power and break. He asks for 1 month to at least test it before selling the blueprint. Regulus then complains that 1 month is too long to wait for it. She's sure that it will be sold out at the castle in the blink of an eye. They did not know Euphron was a former nobleman. Seeing such an invention like the refrigerator, Grice seems upset that a former nobleman's skill is above his. He says there's no way he can do something like this. Euphron had to learn about these because the Prince Alifaldo and his friends told him to. That's why he was only slightly above an amateur, or so he thought he was. Now Regulus wants to recruit Euphron in her company. Lana stops her. She holds the full ownership over the selling rights. Not being able to go past Lana, Regulus strikes another deal. She requests the right to claim first pick on Euphron's inventions. Lana immediately approves. Then Regulus talks about guiding her older brother about the dryer blueprints. Upset, Grice asks Regulus if she's planning on having him make a dryer. He cannot do it unless it's a large-sized dragonstone. Then Regulus provokes him a bit. Then he lashes out about his 10 years of training and all. Lana feels super proud about Euphron's overwhelming passive-aggressive recognition. Nervous Euphron says the dryer is not that complicated. Grice snatches the blueprint from his hand and looks. He agrees that it is not that complicated, but there are a lot of things to do. He asks his sister if she has a medium-sized dragonstone prepared. Euphron tells them about a smaller size one, and Regulus and Grice look at him in surprise. Lana then asks Fran if he understands now. The Prince Alifaldo and his friends were abusing his talent and time without any proper compensation. Fran says it still doesn't feel real to him, but he feels like he gets it a little. Lana says she is different from the Prince Alifaldo and his friends. She will make sure to properly pay him for his hard work. She seems to realize something suddenly. She wonders if the deal was not enough. Euphron thinks to himself while looking at her warmly. Lana has taught him that he has such a talent. She huffed in anger because of someone like him. He went through trial and error for the gifts they wanted to give the girl they liked. He felt envious that they had ideas to give about the gifts for the girl. From now on, he makes up his mind to make things only for Lana and Lana alone. He is very thankful to Lana that no one else but she has shown him the talent he possesses. Mr. Grice is focusing on carving effects on the stone with the practiced dragon pen that can be used to both write and erase. His sister Grice is cheering him on. Euphron asks Mr. Clow if he can make him a stone kiln. Hearing that, Regulus turns around and asks excitedly what he is gonna do with a stone kiln. Lana excitedly responds that she is going to bake some bread, proper bread from wheat. Not any enthusiastic response she's getting from Regulus, as that is expected since bread comes from a fruit. Lana is confused and asks what they use the wheat for then if not for bread. Her knowledge does not coincide with theirs, hence the confusion. Regulus says they use it whenever they make pasta and pastries. She then mutters that the inconsistency of the creator's knowledge is scary. Lady Alana seems to break the fourth wall quite often. Fran says they can make the stone kiln from the feed they got from training Grice. Regulus joins, saying she wants to try the wheat bread Lana is planning to bake. Then she says that she wants to buy the dryer blueprints now, so asks if they can sell them. Regulus also wants Grice to master the refrigerator's blueprint, so she will ask someone else to make the dryer. Madame Dulcinel and Regulus have already planned on promoting it. Euphron is surprised that his aunt is in it too. Lana just got a good idea to sell. She offers 1 silver coin. Those two start to discuss it excitedly as ever. So Fran goes to check on Grice's training. Mr. Clow fidgets to ask Euphron if he can make him the refrigerator machine. He says he will buy the dragon stone for it. If possible, he wants it right away. Mr. Clow doesn't want a moment to lose. Lana says it is not up for sale yet though. Euphron asks why he should make him one. Mr. Clow really wants to taste cold pudding. He thinks if pudding could be cool, it would taste more delicious. The thought of this makes Mr. Clow very excited. Eating a cold pudding after a day's work is what he looks forward to in life. Lana asks Fran if he can make him a small refrigerator, around 30 to 40 centimeters. Euphron makes it right away. Mr. Clow hugs the small refrigerator and asks about the price. Lana says it is 10 gold coins. Mr. Clow shouts that it's too much. Lana calmly says it is discounted. She asks if Mr. Clow is complaining about the manufacturing fee even though he is a craftsman himself. She adds that it would be one thing if he was going to promote it, but as it is only for personal use, so that much payment is naturally required. Mr. Clow cannot argue back to that. Then Euphron asks Mr. Clow if he can continue to renovate their house. They will pay 5 gold coins for that. Also, if he can repair the ranch, barn and chicken coop, he offers 1 gold coin and 30 silver coins for that. Mr. Clow says even after all that, he will still have to pay 3 gold coins and 70 silver coins. Euphron then requests to make them a decent stone kiln. Mr. Clow takes the work, and tells him to say if he has any more requests. Regulus pops up from behind and says that Mr. Clow has brought it upon himself, and if anything, this is cheaper. Looking at Euphron, Regulus says that he does not look very pleased. The craftsman nowadays cannot reproduce the products he has created. She says that he is the only one who can make such a thing. Lana says she has provided the ideas to him. She will be doing the same in the future as well. Fran is a genius, so she is sure he will make anything she asks him to. True, Euphron does want to make anything Lana wants. Then Lana says loudly that she will sell his invention at a fair price and restore his honor. Euphron does not get why Lana is so adamant about selling his work. Lana continues she will have his achievements resound throughout all of Alsagigios, their home country. Fran requests not doing it. He can already see troublesome things coming out. Regulus chuckles and calls them a lovely couple. For Euphron, this still does not feel real to him. He thinks there is no way his inventions can be worth that much. Later that day, a lady should not be on the floor, but Lana is sitting on the floor and making yeast. Fran asks what yeast is. She says with this she will make super fluffy and tasty bread. She then nervously adds that is what she had read in the book. Then Lana feels she should confess something. She tells Fran she has something to say. However, Fran has to go to feed Lucy, his horse, so he asks if it can wait. After giving food to Lucy, there's a carriage outside waiting. Inside it, a guy sitting named Dardis. Dardis tells Euphron that he did a good job escaping. Euphron tells him to make it short so that Lady Alana does not get suspicious. Dardis informs that Starlet, one of Lady Rifana's simps, embezzled public funds for his personal use. Dardis tried to stop him, but he wanted to buy a dress as a present for Lady Rifana. Euphron responds to this by calling Starlet an idiot. Of all things, he had to touch national funds. Euphron thinks they are making Dardis the scapegoat then. Dardis asks if there is anything he can do now. Euphron asks if he cannot just supplement the missing funds. Dardis shouts that is hopeless. Then there's nothing to do. Euphron asks why he has come to him though. That is because the Prince Alifaldo asks him to. Alifaldo told Dardis to bring Euphron back. Euphron says he doesn't want to go back. Dardis knew Euphron would say that, but the prince told him to convey the message. Dardis requests him to come back, but Euphron's not going. This is a threat directed towards Euphron. He is basically asking Euphron if he will save a friend who is on his way to be executed. Euphron grins. He asks if that money was going to be used for the canal maintenance. He is right. Euphron says that Starlet probably has brought only one dress. The Prince Alifaldo wouldn't allow any man to buy his fiancée multiple articles of clothing as expected. It was said that the one who possessed the sacred glory must be treasured. A single dress was probably nothing more than a tribute to such a person. Euphron thinks to himself that Alifaldo's close-mindedness led him to display possessiveness. On top of that, his feelings toward Lady Rifana were written all over his face. He refused to let her heart be moved by anyone else. Still, he did not want to be viewed as narrow-minded or inflexible. As such, the dress probably costs 3 gold coins. However, 3 gold coins is a fairly large amount. Euphron highly doubts it, but it is possible that Starlet is seriously planning on making Lady Rifana his. However, that goal is definitely impossible. Euphron says he will impart his secret technique for covering up the basic case of embezzlement. He writes it down and gives it to Dardis. Euphron says if this doesn't work, there is nothing else he can do then. His work is done here, so he leaves the carriage. Then Dardis requests him again to come back, and that they cannot take it anymore without him. Euphron gets angry. He asks if he is joking right now. He says that once he left, those guys' reckless behavior had to be handled by Dardis and his peers, who are their friends. Euphron had endured it for 8 years to be precise. He tells Dardis to tell the Prince Alifaldo that he has already acquired Lady Alana, whom he has discarded. Dardis then asks if she has something over him. Euphron says he can say it that way. He tells him to hurry up and go home. Euphron suggests that he starts thinking about his future too. He comes back home. Lana says he took a while outside. Euphron says he lost track of time brushing Lucy. He asks where the bread that she was making. Lana says Fran will see it tomorrow. Fran is looking forward to it. Fran looks quite tired now. Lana suggests going to bed right away after supper, as he pulled an all-nighter last night. Then he mentions that she was about to tell him something before. Lana tells him that she will say those tomorrow. Next, the day at Exceed, Euphron and Ilana meet the boy Nanaid Waz. Waz asks them if they have finished the scrunchie he commissioned. They have finished it, so they came to deliver it now. Waz says that they cannot right now, as he wants to surprise his mom. He asks if they can wait a bit. He needs to deliver some eggs first. He says he is delivering them to the house that ordered them. Euphron is amazed that he also provides such service. Lana mentions that the people in this country do not seem to make fried eggs, even though pudding is a thing here. Waz doesn't know what fried eggs are. Lana excitedly offers to teach Waz the recipe of scrambled eggs as well as fried eggs. Later, some local women gather around them because of the new egg recipes and helping Waz sell his eggs at the same time. Waz is very happy to be able to sell so many eggs today. Lana asks if they can also have some eggs then. Waz says if only they are okay with the eggs harvested yesterday, it will be on Waz. He gives the eggs as thanks for today and the chick. Lana gives him the scrunchie he ordered. Euphron is looking at them enduringly. He is happy here. He wants to protect this happiness and Lana, as the husband of the banished lady. There's a cute chick among the eggs. Waz asks them to treat the chick well. Their home renovation is still underway. Therefore, Fran says they will be working on the fields outside, as that will help them save some money. Lana makes a comment that a noble is concerned about money. Fran says he does not want to be told that by the daughter of a duke, who is energetically swinging around a hoe. Then she excitedly says she loves, but stops mid-sentence. Then she says that she heard a story about a duke's daughter who aspired to be a farmer, and even cultivated fields in the school ground is popular among Lana's peers. Lana is just showing her respect for her. Seeing the very clean garden, Fran says it looks like she has some experience gardening. In their farming skill comparison, Fran has lost. Fran asks what they are going to grow here. Lana says the stuff they bought from the city the other day, prunes. Fran asks why. Lana says it is to keep Fran healthy, of course. He says he hasn't been pulling all-nighter recently, and he is not particularly unhealthy or anything. Lana mentions the blood process. She did not know anything about having to use blood for Dragonstone tools. He had make one for Mr. Klaus too on such a short notice. If he has to do that every day, he will collapse from anemia. Unable to argue back, Fran apologizes. That's why Lana has decided to cultivate prune, which is high in iron, to make some jam from it for Fran to eat. She mutters about growing some spinach, and when they are in town, she will have him eat some liver. Fran then tells her that he has some iron supplements, so it's fine. These are sold in the city as Dragonstone craftsmen often use these. Lana then talks about his injuries, when cutting finger to draw blood. There are herbal patches for that. She also talks about the scars, if he has any. He has none at all. Lana sulks, saying that is fine then. Fran finds her cute. Lana says it feels like this is his true self. Before coming here, Fran used to constantly smile that felt superficial, but he is not like that anymore. Then Fran makes a superficial smile and tells her if it is not to her liking, he can go back to that character. Lana says she is fine with it. She asks if he is doing that on purpose.
Alright, that's a wrap for today. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. And if you're new here, sub before the algorithm forgets I exist. Drop your favorite moment in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.